The Mandalorian is the best TV show ever. At me. At me right now.
I mean, I will.
Okay? I'm just going to tell you how wrong you are. It's fine. This is a hill I will die on.
I can't. The Queen's Gambit, The Sopranos, uh, fuck,
The
whatchamacallit?
Mandalorian.
The Queen's Gambit, The Sopranos, uh, fuck, what's his face? That did the heroin, him, that show.
Ah, yes, that's very specific.
I
Also,
can't.
my counter argument, The
The Mandalorian.
Mandalorian. I'm
I
telling
mean,
you.
fair.
Listen, I've mentioned it
It's
before.
good.
I'm such a sucker for like spaghetti westerns, and this is literally just that, but in space, and also with the Star Wars universe, which is something I adore. I've always loved the
Hmm.
Star Wars universe. He's literally just a gunslinger, and it shows like it shows the universe at rest, and that's cool, right? I mean,
Yeah.
obviously there's conflict during the show. Obviously Mando has things he's got to take care of, but it shows the Star Wars universe without there being Star Wars. And I think that's really cool. It's very neat to have kind of a cut down sort of focused story like that. And don't get me wrong, like sometimes the pacing's a little weird, sometimes the dialogue's a little fine. I can that's fine. But the Mandalorian is so it feels so different from every other Star Wars media that we've gotten. Like the Star Wars Clone Wars animated show, not the movie. The movie was kind of shite. The animated series is very good at that too. It doesn't feel like Star Wars. It feels like, you know, well, it does feel like Star Wars, but it's more like war stories in space. And you really feel for the clones. You feel for, like, you get that the Jedi are super, like, caught up in this war and they don't see, like, what's going on. So you can see how the Sith kind of catch on and become as Palpatine becomes as powerful as he is. The Mandalorian is that, but it really it does the Jedi justice for the first time in a long time when it comes to live action. And the protagonist is weird because he's literally a religious zealot. And he ends up learning to care for people, learning to care for his allies, and learning to care for, little Grogu. It's not Baby Yoda, it's fucking Grogu, okay? We know his name now. You're not cute. It's not Baby Yoda. Don't fucking do it, okay? Anyway.
Okay. I'm fine with that.
It's good. It's good. It's really good. Also, the Mandalorians, they're fucking awesome. Like, just
No, I
as a race.
don't disagree at all. I really love The Mandalorian. It's really hard because if I had to pick my favorite episode and or like scene, it would have to be, I'm pretty sure it's the end of season one, right? When he like gets on the prison ship and breaks that person out. And
Yeah.
it's like a whole scene of him just taking them down. We finally see like, oh no, he's like when he really wants to, he's a beast. Like I think that's actually probably my favorite. Like just that whole episode and him going through the corridors and the lights are flashing and the powers, going out and like he's
Mm-hmm.
not there and all of a sudden like horror movie-esque light flashing, he's getting closer. I mean, it's phenomenal.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Music's great. I'm big on music and the
Oh,
music
God,
is
yes.
great.
Star Wars has always had really good music,
Yes.
honestly. People give Danny Elfman some shit, but he did some good work um on the prequel series.
Yeah.
And John
And
Williams, Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, we don't even have to say anything about John Williams.
no, we
That
don't.
man is a legend.
Well, like, don't get me wrong. I like Star Wars, but like, considering how much of a obnoxious person I am when it comes to like Marvel and DC. I mean,
Hmm.
Star Wars takes the back burner,
Yeah, I get
but
that.
I was also kind of in that weird middle space where like I was slightly sheltered enough where I didn't like I watched them, but I mean, other things took its place. Cause I think at that point, by the time I really like started to remember watching The Mandalorian, I discovered Spirited Away, or not Mandalorian, Star Wars. I
Okay.
discovered Spirited Away, Studio Ghibli, and Naruto. So we know how my childhood went.
Yeah. Also, real quick tangent here. I watched the first little bit of Naruto and I thought it was okay, but
That's a whole nother rant for a different day. Please
I
do not get me started.
I cannot tell you how much I hate Naruto as a person, as a character. Um, and what they did to Rock Lee by not doing anything with him really felt insulting. It felt like another one of those cheap ass like, oh man, I was born special, so I'm just gonna like save the planet. It's fine. There's a demon locked in me. Don't worry about it. It's cool. I got this. It's fine. I'm anime protagonist number 6748. I'm sorry. I know a lot of
No,
people are gonna hate me for
um,
all of
no,
that.
so I mean, as an example, like I grew up on Naruto.
Uh huh.
I love Naruto.
Yeah.
I've never been able to finish the final arc, and it bothered me so much. I wrote a fan fiction about Naruto that's over like 150,000 words and 51 chapters and took me a year. I'm not dropping a name, but I did it, and I think it's good. But I just wanted to fix it. Kind of, not
Mhm.
really. I changed a lot. But yeah, so it kind of bugs me. But we're not talking about Naruto because Mandalorian, because I'm not going down that rabbit hole because it won't stop.
That's fine. That'll be another episode, just like the Nightwing one. That
Because
I still have Fallout over, so that's fine. This is weird for me because John Favreau is the director for this series.
hmm
He was working on the Lion King,
hmm
the live action remake, when he like pitched the idea to Kathleen Kennedy. I can't. I'm having a hard time looking at the timeline and being like, aha, yes, the Lion King, a terrible remake of a decent movie that like
didn't need a
didn't
remake.
need a fucking remake because
Stop making remakes.
it didn't fucking change anything
No.
except ruining the character's ability to
Emote.
emote, right, by turning them into real looking lions, which is fucking stupid. But they don't look real. They don't.
Yeah.
They just don't look good.
No.
The backgrounds and stuff are awesome, photorealistic, amazing looking, but then you've got these goofy, dopey looking lions that don't emote and barely, they just, ugh. Anyway, how you can get somebody working on that garbage bullshit and then go over and start working on this.
Well, don't forget, he jump started the Marvel universe. He made Iron Man.
And that's my favorite fucking Marvel movie. So it makes sense.
It's very interesting. But I think a lot of it too, which, and he is, he's the showrunner, he's the producer. But the biggest reason why I think his like things he's touching or doing so well is because he has Dave Filoni in the background.
Yeah.
And he's like, even George Lucas has said, like, I've gone to Dave Filoni about lore and characters. So, like,
Mm-hmm. Because
you know,
the man can write, okay? He can
yes,
direct, for Christ's sake.
yes.
Zathura, I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
Mm-mm.
It's very good. It feels okay. It feels like somebody trying to capitalize on what is that fuck Jumanji. It
Oh,
feels
okay.
like it's literally called Zathura, a space adventure. Came out in 2005. I was 10 when this movie came out. I loved this movie. Okay. Um
Okay.
it had some pretty genuinely scary moments for me, but again, I was a kid. Um and it shows a very realistic portrayal of two asshole brothers being really shitty to each other and learning to kind of grow past that. But anyway, my point is like he directed and produced like Iron Man, Iron Man 2. They're both of
Mm-hmm.
those are amazing movies. Those two actually are my favorite Marvel movies.
Mm-hmm.
He was an executive producer for the Avengers, great. Iron Man 3, pretty good. Age of Ultron, really good. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man Homecoming, good. Avengers
Mm-hmm.
Infinity War, solid. Endgame, solid. Far From Home, solid. Like, good stuff. As a
Yes.
director, he was on Elf. He fucking directed Elf.
I've actually never watched Elf.
I. I'm gonna break a lot of people's hearts here. I fucking hate it. I
I was
fucking
gonna
hate
say
it.
it's never interested me. I'm never in that type of, I don't like that type of comedy. I like dark humor and I have a heart. There's a few things that I'll really like. Like for example, I was just watching a couple shows just to pass the time of Chowder
Hmm.
because
Wait,
it's on HBO
wait.
Max.
Chowder,
Chowder.
the cartoon.
Yes. Yes.
One of
And
the
that's
best animated fucking cartoons ever on Cartoon Network.
yes.
Seriously, the writing for that show is too good. Oh.
Yes. So I'm like fine with, but that's like humor that's like out of the box, like it has like it doesn't really sit in reality. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
good with that. But like just stupid humor, I don't like just stupid humor. Like I like to
Yeah.
laugh to like something more either completely outrageous that just works because that's what it is and it knows it,
Mm.
like Chowder,
Yeah.
or it has to be like cynical
Yeah, I get that.
and morbid.
Like, I don't know. Elf is so divisive because, and I know there's a lot of people that will like, I love this movie
That's
and I
their
never
Christmas
want to,
movie.
yeah, and I never want to, and I don't want to take that away from anybody.
No.
But at the same
Enjoy what
time,
you want to enjoy.
yeah, you want to know what my fucking favorite Christmas movie is, other than Nightmare Before Christmas?
What?
How the Grinch Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey.
That's funny. Mine's Christmas Vacation.
Okay, that one's really good. I have very fond memories of that movie
Oh,
because
such a good movie.
my mom loves the National Lampoon movies, all of them.
Uh-huh. They're all
So
great.
yeah, so like, and we watched them so much. Every other year, I was buying the disc set that had all of them in it because we
Yes.
would watch them till the DVDs fucking ran out. Went bad.
Yep.
And that one, the reason I jived with that one, the reason that movie was so like I loved it so much was that it felt like that was my family.
Mm-hmm.
Truly. Like honestly, like all the worst possible shit
Ah,
happens. All the like the most terrible garbage things happen.
great.
We're all assholes. We all kind of hate each other. It's fine. But at the end of the day, it's fine. We love each other. It is what it is. Um so yeah, that one's always been real close to my heart. But
Yep.
the How the Grinch Stole Christmas was one of the first VHSs that I got. When I like once I had my own room and was able to have a VHS player of my own, I got the full VHS set of the original Star Wars trilogy, the regular and the special edition, because Han shot
There you
first.
go. Yes, he did.
Fuck you. That's part of his character. He shot first. Come on, he's a stone cold bounty hunter. Or well, smuggler. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
This was one of my first movies that I had, along with like I said, the Star Wars movies and also Nightmare Before Christmas. I had that on VHS,
Nice.
and I got this movie when it was new in 2000. So like I remember when it came out, I was very little. I was 5. And like to this day, I right now can start with the beginning of the movie and say every line through the entire movie till the end, including the end of the song "Where Are You Christmas." I know every fucking part of that movie. That movie is so like a part of my life. It's crazy. Like even my little sister, but actually both of my little sisters know the words to this song because we've watched it so much.
So much.
It's ridiculous. We probably shouldn't have watched this movie as much as we did as kids.
Yeah.
Um but man, like it's just part of my life. You know what I mean? So like I totally get the elf thing. Like some people, that's what they got. You know what I mean? That's what they
Yeah.
watch. Some people really like, um, some
Home
people.
Alone's another one.
Home Alone is
Home Alone's my
amazing.
second.
Um, let's see. Yeah, Elf. Some people just really like. Oh fuck, what's his name? The main actor. I can't believe I forgot his name.
I don't like them, so I don't know. I know who you're talking about, but
Will
I
Ferrell.
just don't. Thank you.
Will Ferrell. Jesus Christ. I haven't seen a single movie where I'm like, yes, good. I'm glad Will Ferrell's in this. Except for the Lego movie. And
Was he in the Lego movie?
he
Oh,
was.
he's the dude. He's the
He's
dad.
he's the big bad villain, Mr. Business.
Yes.
And he's also the dad. And he plays such a good part in that movie that I didn't even realize that it was Will Ferrell until it showed him on screen. Like, and that's pretty dumb of me. I just don't recognize his voice, so it is what it is.
Yeah, I get that.
But yeah, so Elf's fine. It's something I put on, but it's good. Like, I wouldn't put it personally. I wouldn't put it up there with like the Santa Claus with Tim Allen or anything like that.
That's another good one.
Yeah. I will say though, I think the second one is better than the first one. The first
Is
one,
the second one when he has to find a wife, right?
yes.
Okay.
The first one, the whole movie is people bitching and moaning about,
Life.
yes.
Is it
And
too real for you,
it's
Joe?
way, way too real for me. I do not want to sit and watch like a family crumble in a movie. I don't like that. That's just me. It doesn't feel like they put Santa in a fucking, like the cops were like questioning him and calling him insane, and like I get it, that's kind of reasonable, I guess, but I don't know, that's just not very Christmassy to me. I like the second one because it was like, okay guys, let's go. This is fucking, you start in the North Pole, you got him, you got him trying to hide from like regular people, you like all this shit that makes sense for the world. It's like wonderful and magical and awesome. And then there's like that psychotic toy Santa Claus. It's fucking wild. And Santa Claus has to get a fucking wife. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely goddamn ridiculous. And I really like it. It's really good. Man, now I'm into the holiday season. Oh,
I actually don't like Christmas. So.
fuck you. I'm a Halloween boy through and through, but goddamn
Yes.
it if I don't love me some Christmas.
See, but I don't necessarily like, don't get me wrong. I love the aesthetic of Halloween. I love everything about Halloween.
Oh yeah.
But we live in Michigan, and when Halloween comes, it's fucking cold. So I don't like Halloween either because it means it's going to be fucking cold. Why do I live in Michigan?
It sounds like you need to put a fucking coat on. Spread that
I
cheer.
do.
Drink some
I do.
hot apple cider and get the fuck over it.
I
It's
can
the
just
best
leave
time.
this state.
That's the best part. It's so good, man. The leaves turn bright, gorgeous colors, and they get all crunchy, and you fucking
Like,
pumpkin
exactly.
spice latte because I'm a white girl.
But like,
And
why can't I have this beautiful aesthetic of the season change and still have it like 85 degrees and sunny?
no, because the best part is that you get to put on a coat and you get to put on gloves, and
I hate
it's
putting
kind of
on a
chilly
coat.
outside. I love putting
I
on
hate
like
the
a
cold.
hoodie. I would perpetually live in a hoodie if I could.
I mean, I do in the heat of the summer because I think
You're a
I'm just such a
psychopath, is
cold.
what you are.
No, I'm such a cold-hearted bitch that
Yikey.
I'm just potentially cold, so I don't need the weather to match my inner self.
I don't know. I feel like it would balance you out a little more. I
It
don't know.
doesn't. It makes me worse. And whiny. I'm
Oh my
very
god.
whiny when I'm cold.
Yeah, okay.
Anyways, The Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian.
Well, I was
Um,
gonna say, like, what I really like about this Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau together running these shows is like Jon Favreau, he's the really creative producer. He has all these great ideas, but then Dave Filoni's like, no, 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 that character won't do that.
mhm,
Like, rein it in. Like, that doesn't work with this. So, like, it helps. That's why this did so well, and everyone's like, it's Star Wars because Dave Filoni ran it, but he also had the person in the background that knows the lore, like it's in his blood, so he could be put in check when needed. So we didn't get like the bullshit of The Last Jedi and all that crap.
mhm.
So
Yeah,
they just need to put him as like the go-to.
it's interesting too because not only was Favreau like the perfect call, Filoni also amazing work because I
Hmm.
believe he helped also
Oh, he
with
did the Clone Wars.
yeah, well, yeah, no, absolutely. So, well, but I'm saying I think he also helped with uh this series, The
He
Mandalorian.
did.
Like, I'm
Yes.
sure they communicated because
Yes.
fucking Filoni, dude, wow. I mean, talk about bringing Star Wars back from the brink. Let's be real here. The latest series of movies was a train wreck. So having the animated series help us out here. Hey, turn that vibration off.
Sorry.
Just kidding.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's just fine. Just put your
I
fucking
mean, I turned it off the chime, so I should get some credit.
uh-huh.
And
Um
there's my dog in the background. Can you hear that?
no, I can't actually.
Oh shit. All right. Never mind, guys. Don't worry about it.
It's all good. Um but yeah, so like I was saying, what was I saying? Favreau. Oh, we got lucky cuz we also got Pascal. Pedro Pascal is I don't think we could have gotten a better actor for the Mandalorian, to be honest with you.
Yes.
He portrays him so well, and it definitely feels like they worked really well together to me.
And the fact that like you have this actor from Game of Thrones. I mean, he's gorgeous. I mean, we can't deny that. He's a gorgeous man. And he
Wait, who?
literally, huh?
Pedro?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I
Just
mean,
making
are
sure.
we Yeah,
No, I'm not
Pedro.
arguing.
Oh,
I'm just
okay. And
saying.
I'm like, are you disagreeing? Because we're gonna have
No,
issues.
no,
But he's like
he's good looking.
totally fine wearing the helmet.
Mm-hmm.
And it works so well because like some people don't realize who he is because people don't notice the name. So then you're like, oh, it's that dude from Game of Thrones. Which that's another tangent we need to go on one day because I'm still very hurt and it's been like, what, 2 years now?
I've never seen it. I've never watched the show.
My goodness. I'm gonna make you a list and somehow you're magically gonna not have to work and have all this free time on your hands to
I
digest all the media I need you to
I
digest.
do not want to. I
I
cannot
mean,
express
like,
to you how little I want to watch fucking Game of Thrones.
can you
Truly.
at least watch the first four seasons? Because that's
Holy
like when they're
shit.
still doing the books and I mean, they're phenomenal. I mean, as like you wind, like, especially both of us as like writers, the dialogue, the plot, the characters, it's
The
so good.
kid
It's
gets
like
pushed
worth
out the
it.
window because the
Oh,
dude's fucking his own sister.
yes.
It really do be like that sometimes.
The things I do for love.
Ugh, it's terrible. And then he be oh, spoilers, I guess. Never mind.
I mean, I think more than half the world has watched Game of Thrones. It's okay.
He becomes a fucking like the hero of the show, doesn't he? Like he totally
No.
changes around and is like a totally different character after that. Like he goes through an arc, a really good arc.
I mean, he's very complex and they fucked it at the end
Oh, good. Never mind.
because Dumb and Dumber, they're the worst show writers ever, and I don't know how they fucking conned getting in there, but I hate them.
Who?
And Dumb and Dumber, Dave, whatever their fucking names are.
Oh my god.
I hate them. I hate them with a burning passion. And I'm like very happy because originally before the final season came out, they had a deal with Disney to do another Star Wars movie or like at least a movie. And I'm so happy that got like ripped from them
Mm.
because they're literally so arrogant and so fucking selfish as people that they refuse to hand the show over to other writers so they could move on because they said it over and over. They're like, oh, doing this for 10 years is tiring. Well, then pass it fucking on. But they didn't want to because they had to stroke their fucking egos.
Oh, yikey. Feel like we struck a nerve here.
Allie's angry.
I mean, when you're on a award-winning show like that and you want to make lots of money, it's a
And you
really
just
good.
butcher it.
Well,
And you just butcher it. So now they're going to be remembered in infamy for being the two dumbasses that ruined the best show on fucking television. Ever.
okay, I'll give you that because The Mandalorian was on television. It was on Disney Plus, so that's fine.
And I'm sorry, I have to say it. The original 4 seasons of Game of Thrones is the big scary Doberman, and Mandalorian is like a pathetic kitten that doesn't even have eyesight yet.
That's really not fair at all.
I mean, it kind of is.
Super not.
It kind of is.
It's really not considering
First
the fact
four
that...
seasons. First 4 seasons.
Yeah. How many seasons does Mandalorian have? 2! And
I don't care.
know what we got? We got Ahsoka Tano.
This is very true. I
Luke
love Ahsoka.
Skywalker coming back. We got Grogu. We got 5 years
he's
after
so
the fucking
cute.
Empire falls. We have fucking Boba Fett. We have a hilarious comedian coming to play a character. And he's
Like, and that's the
fucking
other
great
thing.
and has an awesome character arc. Yes, I waited for you to talk so I can interrupt you.
I mean, I really like the first 4 seasons because I'm aspiring to be a
Sure.
writer, and I can't deny, even with my issues with what's his face as a writer, because he's never gonna finish those books because he's a lazy author.
Oof.
And I'm probably about to get persecuted. And that's fine. Everyone can have their own opinion. That's mine.
I don't know, man.
So-
Bill Burr's really fucking great in The Mandalorian. I'm just saying that the fact of the matter is Star Wars has had a following since it came out in the 80s, 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
The fact that they're building off of shit that came out that long ago still, and we've got so much lore to work in. We've got so many new characters. We've got a mini series that's going to be coming out soon with the Book of Boba Fett, and oh my god, like that's awesome. Fucking Ahsoka, she went from being
so excited.
She went from being like the worst character in the series to growing into an actual character that people liked and adored and wanted to see more of.
I mean, she carried the show at the end. That final arc,
yeah.
that final like 3 minutes of that season, I will like go back every couple months and just watch those few minutes, and every single time I get fucking chills. It is so good. And then she's in Rebels too, and her roles in Rebels is pretty good.
Oh my god. Spoilers for the end of Rebels. Leave now or forever hold your peace. The fucking combat with goddamn Darth Vader. Holy shit.
And when she finally realizes
that he's not coming back, that was heartbreaking.
Because she didn't believe it. Yeah. I mean, that's through the whole season. She kind of had an inkling. She kind of knew, but she refused to believe it. And when she finally did, she was willing to die to try to take him down.
Right.
Which I'm very excited because I'm like 99% positive that she's looking for Ezra. And I'm pretty sure Ezra's with the dude she name drops. He probably has Ezra like captive. And that's like the main character in Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what she's doing. She's been looking for him.
Right.
Because he disappears at the end of Rebels.
So they're gonna that's cool too, is they're gonna have a live action thing lead into a animated thing, which is really good.
And I'm so excited for the actress. I really like her as an actress. She was in the Netflix Marvel spinoffs, and she's phenomenal. I forget her name because I'm awful, but
who?
Ahsoka Tano's actress.
Oh shit. I don't know. All I know is she's gonna come back for Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Dawson.
Yes.
Something Dawson.
Rosario.
Rosario Dawson, that's it. Okay.
She's got like that perfect. She is a
She's
perfect casting. I
yeah,
gotta say, they
I
did a
I
very
agree.
good job.
I agree.
She's
And
got the attitude for it.
dude, okay, I gotta say this also. The Mandalorian may be fucking awesome, but I think the Luke Skywalker deep fake was really bad. Um, and I hope that
I wanted to be Ahsoka. I mean, it would have made sense. She made a connection. I was hoping
no,
Ahsoka would
it
come back.
no, it needed to be Luke Skywalker. Listen, Luke Skywalker. Okay, you have to put this into the perspective of the regular people who served in the Empire and the regular people who weren't rebels or anything like that, right? You
Hmm.
hear this legend of a single Jedi warrior who destroyed two Death Stars, who killed Darth Vader and the Emperor Palpatine. And everybody's like, nah, it's just a ghost story. It's a spooky legend that the rebels tell to, to just whatever, for propaganda. And then you see it on that motherfucker's face when Luke Skywalker walks through all those Death Troopers without a problem. And he looks just like his fucking dad.
In the
Spoilers for
flesh.
the end of Rogue One, when fucking Darth Vader is cleaving through those rebel soldiers.
It's such a good scene.
It's an
That whole
amazing
like
scene
I
because
like that movie,
that
but that
scene
scene makes it.
single-handedly made Darth Vader terrifying. Like,
Yeah.
obviously you can be afraid of Darth Vader through all the other stuff that he's done and been through. That right there was the final nail in the coffin in my mind for the perfect portrayal of Darth Vader. And I feel the same way about Luke Skywalker. Luke
Hmm.
Skywalker shows up out of fucking nowhere, walks through these Death Troopers who Din Djarin just had a problem killing one or two. Not a problem. Kills all of them. One-handed. He uses two hands because he uses the Force, but whatever. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And shows up and is just like, hey, man, how's it going? I,
Cute kid you got there.
that kid, he's got Force powers, and he's old enough to hear. He saw what happened at when the Jedi were taken down. I'd like to take him and train him. Is that cool with you? And he goes, yeah. Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna peace out. See you later. And then fucking fades to black. Like, fuck. Luke Skywalker's such a badass.
That's
Fuck.
for like they could have done it right because Luke should technically, I would say, be considered a gray Jedi.
Oh,
When you really get into the lore, and they kind of
yeah.
like fucked it up. But like,
Okay.
because Ahsoka Tano is considered a gray Jedi
The
now because she's
reason
technically not, and I mean, she's not a Jedi.
the reason that the reason that is that Disney has specifically gone out of their way to say that gray Jedi don't exist, that they're not
Yeah, and
real,
it
and that they're
pisses me
not
off.
doing it. And that bothers the fuck out of me because there is a lot of characters. Okay, only the Sith deal in absolutes, god damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Disney looking like the Sith Empire. Anyway, so that's the thing, is like the most interesting characters are people that can walk both sides and
You
understand
tread
it.
that line.
Right. Like, it's totally fair to say, oh well, as soon as you use the dark side of the Force one time, you're immediately going to be evil and you're never going to come back. But we have precedents for that already happening. Darth Revan or Jedi Master Revan.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these people, Luke Skywalker himself.
I mean, he does. He falls to the dark side to kill
Yeah,
Vader and go against Palpatine.
exactly. And then at the last moment, he's
He
like,
stops.
nah, man, that ain't me. You can't control me with your fucking dark side. I'm better than that. And he transcends. He's better. That's the cool thing about Luke Skywalker, is he exists beyond the Jedi and the Sith. You know what I mean? He kind of transcends the idea of both of them. I really hated how they treated him in the final trilogy that played out recently.
Mm-hmm.
But don't worry, even fucking Mark Hamill doesn't like how they treated Luke Skywalker in those movies, so
Oh
it's
yeah,
okay.
he's pissed.
Yeah.
You
He
know
would
he's
know.
pissed.
He would know of all the people, you know what I mean? That
Yeah.
if it was a bad decision. Luke's whole thing is, we're going to wrap right around back to what I was talking about Superman. He's hope. He's literally a new hope. That's why that movie had that title.
Well, like I've seen a lot of people, like I follow a couple different people that like write or whatever, and they'll kind of like go back and rewrite episodes, like especially for Game of Thrones, but then like for Star Wars as well. You can do the whole thing where he loses his path or he decides he can't do this anymore because, Kylo Ren kills all the other students. Like you can go that route, but they butchered it. They didn't do it right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he shouldn't have been as cold as he was. He should have just, I mean, I don't know. They just didn't handle it right. Because you can go that route. I'm not against it. Like he thinks he's finally, he's vanquished evil, he's lost his father, he has his sister now, he's finally going to rebuild the Jedi Order. His closest friend and slash sister's child has like the best gifts that he's seen since him. And
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden the kid, he has this vision and then realizes, I don't need to do this. I just need to teach him right. But then, it's too late. And he realizes, standing over Kylo Ren, like, and he wakes up, like, oh fuck, it's too late now. And then Kylo Ren kills everyone. So then he's like, I made this big mistake falling to the dark side of that impulse of I need to get rid of this possible enemy that I ruined an innocent child that had done nothing yet, that had no, truly no future inkling just because he was strong in both sides. Because I'm sorry, but Luke is strong in both sides. So
Yeah.
if anything, he should just want to teach more. So you can, again,
Yeah.
great Jedi should be a thing.
Okay, Luke Skywalker panicking and trying to kill his fucking blood relative is a
Mm-hmm.
little rough to me. His nephew.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucked.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not okay to me.
Yeah. I'd be like, and also just bringing back Palpatine. That's a whole nother thing. Why?
Because they can't write villains?
I heard one that I actually really liked that I would have to look it up. They made this whole thing where like Ray's mother is like the head of the new whatever it is. I forget the new like, Sith or not Sith, whatchamacallit, Empire.
Empire? Hmm.
Yeah. And it's like a whole thing where like she teeters because she wants to like she finally finds out who her mother is. She wants to be under her mother, but then she realized like this is wrong and then she flips and like I'm doing no justice to what he was preaching and like his story and his outline, but it was gorgeous. And I'm like, why didn't we get this?
You
Because it was
know,
good.
okay, this is what I'm gonna tell you what I thought was gonna happen. I genuinely thought for a minute, not very long because Disney doesn't have balls anymore. I genuinely thought it was gonna be redemption arc for Kylo and a fall
Villain
to the
arc
dark
for
side for Rey.
yes, I would have loved it. Loved it.
Yeah,
Do it.
because think about it. Think about it, okay? Rey is such a Mary Sue cunt that
Mm-hmm.
literally got everything for free. She got fucking magic force powers. She got Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber. She got fucking, like, she just is good at the force. She just, like, she has one training montage and whatever. Like, so you can excuse that by the fact that she's the blood relative of Palpatine, right? So,
Right.
and that's fine. But why not be like, let her fall happen? Let it happen. Like, let her be like, oh fuck, like I'm really good at this force power shit, and have like a fucking stormtrooper come up to her and like battle her, and then like knocks the fucking lightsaber out of her hand or something, and then like almost kill her, but then she like uses the force to choke him out,
Mm-hmm.
and then she's like, oh, well fuck, I,
Well, like,
cool. You know what I mean? And then start
yeah.
like using the force in these like really dangerous ways, and everybody's like, dude, calm down. And she's like, no, you don't understand. I've been nothing. I've been a fucking scrapper my entire life. I've been less than nothing for anyone. I've never had family. I've never had anything. And now
Mm-hmm.
I can be something. I can be powerful and do that. And then you have Kylo Ren on the flip side of that, who is very like, he's heartbroken because of what Luke did to him. He like blah blah blah. So then maybe Kylo Ren is like searching for relics that had something to do with Darth Vader, and then he finds the video recordings of Anakin Skywalker murdering younglings, and then Kylo Ren is like, holy shit, dude. Like,
Yeah, this is what we do.
like wow, like really, like wow, holy shit. And maybe become conflicted, and like, and then you have a scene where the Empire's going into a village and they start like gunning down people because they're like they get a message from the then bad guy Snoke or whatever, kill everybody
Mm-hmm.
here, the rebels. And maybe he's like, wait, no, there's kids here, like that's kind of fucked up, right? And they're like, whatever, we don't care, we're the Empire, we just kill stuff. And then have him lash out and start murdering people and realize, holy shit, like this violence can't, it has to stop with me. And then you have these
Yeah.
two characters come together and be like, Kylo's like, I have to stop you because I know what happens if you go too far on the dark side. And then Rey is like, I need to beat you to become like better, to be a Jedi, what she thinks is a Jedi. And then they fight, and then she comes to her senses and realizes, wait, hold on, Kylo is actually trying to help me. And Kylo's like, yeah, like, we can figure this out. Let's fight the real villain. Something like that. Would that be kind of cliche? Maybe. But I feel
I
like
mean,
using
not
Rey
necessarily. I feel
using
like
Rey
if
in any way other than just
yeah.
having her as a fucking Mary Sue who just can do everything and be the most boring fucking character of all time just didn't work for me.
No, I agree. And like I feel like again where they could have really played in that great Jedi, if you have where technically Kylo ends up being more of the white Jedi, you know, and then or just Jedi, and then you have Rey more of the Sith together as coming together as partners. And also stop forcing fucking romance into every fucking relationship between a man and a woman. I just want them to be platonic friends, understanding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
They
but
could
that's a
have
whole
just
nother rant.
they could have just came together and were like,
Stop
"Wait, we
it.
don't need the Jedi or the Sith."
We can be just because both sides honestly have
Suck. They both suck.
they do, but they also have their advantages. So if you
Yeah.
work together but have a type of relationship with someone else from the other side that can help level you out, that'd be perfect. And that would be the true way to like make the universe even and great again because you have one Sith and one Jedi together as working as equal. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you wholeheartedly. That's the, and
And that would have been way better.
yeah.
And no fucking Palpatine bullshit.
Also, just don't have Palpatine. Just don't
Yeah,
kill
just
Snoke
don't
in the
have
fucking
Palpatine.
second movie.
Yeah.
Leave him there, and I don't know, reveal him to be like somebody that we knew, because Disney just, they can't think of anything original, so we just have to pull shit out of our asses.
Instead of just making a new awesome villain.
Yeah, he's like that. I would have to concede that they would probably make him.
I mean, like, it's hard though because it's not necessarily Disney.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
it's
obviously
Kathleen
it's Kathleen
Kennedy.
Kennedy
It's
because she's
it's
in control of
Kennedy
Star Wars. Yeah.
because then you see Marvel and how well that's been doing for the last like fucking decade. So, and they've had what, maybe like three flops. So I would consider Thor 2. I mean, I like Iron Man 2, but a lot of people say they don't like Iron Man 2, and then I would consider Captain Marvel
Wait, Iron
as
Man
like
2?
a flop. Yeah, a lot of people don't like, or is it Iron Man 3? I don't remember.
The
I get it.
3 had the Mandarin in it.
Oh, that's the one everyone hates.
Yeah, I don't particularly like that movie either.
which is really funny. And I just
It's
like the idea that they play with Tony's PTSD, that they don't focus on after that.
yeah,
And they just act like it's fixed,
he's fine.
which really pisses me off.
Yeah, don't worry about
So
it.
that was very interesting.
Yeah,
Like, yes, let's see finally a human character that deals with alcoholism, dead
deals
parents.
with what?
Leave me alone.
Alcoholism.
Alcoholism. Thank you. Dead parents.
Sorry.
The whole 9 yards. Obscene wealth.
Yeah.
PTSD.
Yeah, because,
Yeah.
like, he straight up was just in a war. he
Yeah.
got blown up by his own weapon and has.
Sees the wormhole of doom.
Yeah, he's got lingering health problems for the rest of his life because of it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
But it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's gone. He's a superhero now. I
No
will
one liked
say
the
that.
movie, so you don't want to touch on it again.
No, it's fine. I listen. It's good to talk about the negative aspects because we could get all the positive stuff and then look at the negative stuff and then make
Mm-hmm.
something from that and to make something positive, you know. That's why I don't understand why, like, also why the fuck, why the actual fuck did they not make Finn force sensitive or anything at all?
I don't know. Because they did. They really well that's what happens when you switch directors.
Yeah, that dude, the first movie hinted so hard at that.
I liked the first movie. The first movie was fine. It
Yeah,
was
well, because
perfectly fine. I had no issues.
it
I
set up
liked it.
stuff. The problem
Yes,
with
it
it is it
did.
set up stuff and it nothing paid off.
Well, yeah, because you
Ugh.
bring bag director and he's like, cool, cool, cool. This is great, but I'm the director now, and my dick is more important, and stroking my ego is more important. So I'm gonna trash all of this and make no incohesive mess. And
Yeah,
then poor dude comes back and tries to fix it, but at that point it was
it's too
destroyed.
late.
What else is he gonna do? You
Right.
know? So
Yeah.
again, egos. Egos ruin great media, and it makes me very sad.
Kill your darlings. We talked about this before.
We did.
I'm telling you, it's important. It's important to realize when shit needs to be cut out. If you sat
Mm-hmm.
back and looked at the main story of the new Star Wars trilogy and told me that, yep, everything's cool, then you've clearly never read anything or done any like work on writing stories. You couldn't have.
Yeah. Well, and that's where like I joke I'm between like when it comes to characters, I'm more between because I'm heavy in fantasy. So I say I'm in between like Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones, where I'm not
Mm-hmm.
as everything's perfect, everyone survives as Lord of the Rings, but I'm not like as brutal as Game of Thrones. Like I like to find that happy median.
Yeah, well, character deaths are good if used properly and not used to cheaply just be like you don't want to turn into a fucking slasher movie. I
Yeah.
mean, I
And
guess you
like
could, but
yeah. And again, his books are great. I mean, I can't deny that what he's put out is amazing, but like George R. R. Martin gets pretty deep to the point of like it's vulgar. And I understand you want it to be like realistic medieval like fantasy
uh,
ground in what would really happen, but I don't need rape in all my media. Can we please not put that in
well,
everything?
let's just put a rape counter up to be the how many episodes have you done so far?
Well,
Literally
it's hard.
every
It's
single
sad
one of
because
them
like
has had rape in it. We've mentioned it at least once every time.
right. And it's very difficult because it needs to be talked about because it's an issue. But I feel like it's obviously not addressed properly in pretty much everything. And that's the issue. And I feel like that's not a discussion I want to have in my shows. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Like, for example,
At least not all
promising,
of them.
yes. For example, Promising Young Woman does it right. It sets it in a very gritty reality. That movie is amazing, but it's heartbreaking. It's devastating. It brings you up and it knocks you the fuck down, but you know kind of what you're walking into. And that's contained and it's healthy because you can pick when you want to watch it. Like, I don't know, like, I love that movie. I would rate it, like, honestly, probably a 10 out of 10, but I won't watch it. I won't just throw it on. Like, you need to be in the proper mindset. And when you have, like, Game of Thrones, where it's like every other episode and you don't know what's coming, that's not like it's not healthy or safe, I guess is my issue. Like make it, I don't know, it's hard.
Yeah.
'Cause like
No, I get that.
it's very hard.
It's a hard subject to deal with.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, I understand that, and that's one of the things that I feel. I don't know too much about Game of Thrones, but I just I feel like a lot of the violence and stuff is pretty self indulgent, and I get that having violence. I'm not against violence. I mean, for Christ's sake,
Mm-mm.
I play fucking video games, and 90% of it's like GTA and fucking Payday. Payday 2, you're literally just murdering cops. It's fine. Um, so like, it is what it is. But I think that it needs to be used for a purpose, and
Yes.
obviously you can show horrific shit constantly to make people numb to it because that's the point. That could be the
Mm-hmm.
actual reason that you are using it is to show like, hey, see, this means nothing. You know what I mean? Like how the Final Destination movies did it. How they're
Mm-hmm.
literally just like, whatever, dude. Like, look at it's fucking horrible, gritty, and realistic fucking death, but whatever. Like, it just is a thing that happens, and whatever. That's the draw. Like Saw. Saw
Yeah.
does the same thing for me, where it's just like, whatever. That's the thing that you watch the movie for is a horror gore porn, and that's not really. It's not something I'm into.
No.
So if I want to watch Skyrim but with titties and also like mutilation, then yeah, maybe I'll put on Game of Thrones, but it just doesn't draw me in. You know what I mean?
No, and like actually I got a great point about this and we're changing subjects, but season one does it beautifully. There's a riot scene where the king, that's the devil, Joffrey, which you probably at least know the name, and poor innocent Sansa, who's from the north, who just lost his father, or lost her father. So all she's now like a captive in the capital.
Mm.
So they're walking, and a cow pie gets thrown at Joffrey. And Joffrey, being the crazy little psychopath, in a mob of angry and starving civilians that are treated like shit on a regular basis, he goes on this tangent. It's like, kill them all. I want their heads. Well, there's a riot, and Sansa gets separated. Well, she's a beautiful high court daughter of a lord. She gets traced down and she almost gets assaulted. Well, they do it right where that builds and it makes sense in the plot, and they touch on it constantly as like, I mean, she's like throughout the season and through all season, 1, 2, 3, and 4 before, it's botched. It's like a factor in her life. It affects her. So
Right.
I'm fine with that storytelling because that's what Promising Young Woman does. It's gritty and it's true. But then in the later seasons, there's two different sexual like assault scenes that have no point in the plot, are barely touched on again, and are there just for the shock factor. And that's what I don't like. I don't like the shock factor. Don't
Yeah.
fucking do that. So I guess that's my point.
Yeah.
That's I finally found my words. I don't like it used as a shock factor.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say, and
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. Is at the end of the day, death is important. Death
Yes.
like rules our world because more people have died than have ever lived. That's kind of the point, right?
Yes.
And looking back at like Star Wars, the new series did not understand that.
No.
It really didn't get that. Rogue One got that. It felt like it did feel like the whole
It was
story was
really good.
pointless. I do feel
Yes.
like it felt like the whole thing didn't mean anything because I loved the characters and I wanted to see more come out of them, and that makes it more tragic that that's never gonna happen because of what
Mm-hmm.
happened. Um, but yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons why I like the Mandalorian. And that sounds funny because not a lot of people actually like super important die in the Mandalorian, save for at least one death that made me cry. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I have spoken.
I know that was actually, and it's funny, like, and that's how you, I just,
That's how you do it. But
that's how you do it.
the thing is another thing that I like about the Mandalorian was even though it was kind of heavy at points, it's so lighthearted in terms of like the world, and even at its dark and heavy moments, it's not super intense, and I can sit
Mm-hmm.
down and enjoy it. I love fucking gunslingers. They're my favorite like archetype of hero or character in general. Um, I'm a fucking what do you call that? I main McCree in Overwatch. Yeah, I am a degenerate. Fight me. Um, so it kind of put together this whole thing where like it felt like a more realistic Star Wars, but it also didn't. It wasn't very. It seemed like it wasn't very self indulgent. There was a lot of
Yes.
callback moments to other Star Wars media and characters and stuff, but
But it fits.
it
They
fits.
make
It
it
didn't
so it
feel out of place at all.
fits.
Yeah. Like the moment where it's literally space Vietnam and there's a
Mm-hmm.
ATST walker that a bunch of bandits are using to raid a village. Like, holy shit, that was cool. It was cool,
Yeah.
and we recognize that thing because it existed. But it makes sense in the universe because the Empire's been torn down for at least 5 years at this point. So obviously, there's gonna
Stuff
be
would be left
machines.
behind.
Right,
Yup.
there's gonna be machines all over the fucking place. It feels good. It's a feel good. I'm gonna sit down and watch this. It's not gonna make me. I'm not gonna say it's mindless, but it's not gonna make me think super hard about it. It's not gonna make me question my morality. I'm just gonna sit and watch this
Yeah.
badass shoot bad guys and like save this poor little alien kid who has super crazy PTSD over watching all of his friends get murdered by one of his masters a long
That's
time
not
ago.
crazy.
Oof.
Um, you know what? And then speaking of which, then you need to take the time to catch up on Bad Batch.
I've not seen a single episode. I do because everyone has told me it's fucking amazing.
And I'm possibly gonna get I like it, but honestly, truth be told, because me and my husband, we watch Bad Batch and then we watch My Hero, I always
Uh,
put Bad Batch on first because some of the episodes have been slightly disappointing. So I'm at least like, you know what, it's fine because My Hero never disappoints me, so I'll have a pick me up.
Yikes.
So, and it's like, it's hard because I like it, but it's like lukewarm for me. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
it's
fine.
getting better
That's
now.
fair.
The last two episodes were decent, but I'm like, and granted, I think this is actually going to be like a 24 episode series, so that's probably why I'm so used to the other Marvel series that are only 6 episodes, so it's nothing but good, 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 and better. So that's probably my issue.
Yeah. Doesn't cost
But
as much money, smaller time
yeah.
scale. It's basically a movie.
But then again, I'm watching My Hero, and My Hero's had a couple like filler episodes, quote, quote. And I'm here for it. So I don't know. Like, I like it, but I'm not like, I love it,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
I get that. It's just anime is such a different such setup because it's sort of designed to last forever.
Yes.
Um, so when you've got a show that's supposed to last as long as this one is,
Mm-hmm.
um, and that it sort of survives off of shows or episodes coming out pretty regularly. Obviously, you're going to have episodes where people don't do much, and that's okay. Showing heroes and the universe in downtime is my favorite,
Yes.
because it lets you write characters being themselves, showing a side that you don't get to see like in combat and stuff like that. Um, and the Mandalorian did miss out on some of that. Uh, One problem I did have as a father, I love the show obviously, but uh, Mando never had to fucking change a diaper. He fed Grogu every now and then, but like
Yeah.
usually it was kind of used for like
Comedic
slapstick
effect.
comedic effect.
Yeah.
Um, and like the minutia of actually taking care of a kid. So it really seemed like I don't have to worry about all the little things. Just being a dad is cool, and like sometimes it's really not. Sometimes I want to throw my children out the window.
Yeah.
Um, I love my boys. I would never wish them any harm, but my youngest has gotten into the habit of he'll pick one of us, mom or dad, and he'll just go, "Mama, mama,
Oh
mama,
God. This is
daddy,"
why I don't have kids yet.
until one of us say something and he's like, "Hey, it's blue," and then he'll turn and point at something, and I'm like, "Yes, good job. You're 2 and you know your colors and your numbers and shapes. I'm so proud of you.
Now
But will
leave me
you
alone,
shut the
please.
fuck up for 5 fucking minutes?" Like, like, come on. I love you, boy, but god damn. I was recording an episode the other day, as a matter of fact, with my with my friends,
Mm-hmm.
and he ran into the room. It was like, for no reason at all, just to be in here. I'm like, get your ass, go to bed, get your ass out of here. And you can hear him stomping through the whole fucking house on his way out here. But yeah, so yeah, The Mandalorian, very good. I highly recommend watching it if you haven't watched it. It
Yes.
stands on its own. You don't really need to watch any other Star Wars media. It's
No,
really
it's pretty well
easy.
contained.
Yeah, it's good at being self-contained, but also a lot of it is because honestly, at this point, if
You
you
love
don't
it
know,
more.
yeah, it has a lot of callbacks and stuff. And on top of that, one of the things is like you kind of get like it's hard to not be exposed to Star Wars media. Like everybody knows what a fucking
Mm-hmm.
stormtrooper looks like, right?
And a
So
lightsaber.
and lightsabers, you know them, you get them, right? So when you go in and like the first couple episodes start, and he walks in and starts to talk to his client, and you see those stormtroopers, and they're covered in filth and dirt, and armor's all scratched up and broken and stuff. You're like, wow, this is
Yeah.
not the shiny empire that I saw in the '70s and '80s. Like these guys, these guys got their asses beat, and they're no more. So it feels real, it feels grounded, but also at the same time it has the fantasy that Star Wars had. It has the lightweight moments, the cool action. Din Djarin, aka the Mandalorian, Mando, he's a fucking awesome protagonist, as well as his actor, the actor portraying him, Pedro Pascal, is a wonderful actor, and I'm very glad that they
Mm-hmm.
picked him for it. So
Yes.
yeah, hopefully there's only 2 seasons. And there's supposed to be some coming out that are going to be extended, like side stories, like with Ahsoka, the Jedi Padawan to Anakin Skywalker before his fall to the dark side, as well as Boba Fett, a notorious bounty hunter who fought for the Empire, but eventually came around to being a pretty fucking cool guy.
Yes, you did. And
Um,
also, on the other side tangent, don't you ever listen to those reviews of people complaining about filler? Because the Mando doesn't have an ounce of filler, because you people don't understand what filler is until you watch Bleach in completion. So,
also Naruto, also One Piece,
pretty much any anime ever. So you
also
don't know
Dragon
what
Ball
filler
Z.
is.
Yeah, like trust me, I may have said that I don't know much about anime. I know what a filler episode is. There is not
About
a
arc.
single filler episode, in my opinion, in Mandalorian. There are some episodes that
No,
don't
no,
go very far in terms of the scope of the story and don't advance
but
it,
it does.
but it does because each of the characters themselves change in some way, or you just get to see new
Yes.
locales or anything. It's all worth it, in my opinion. Like,
Yeah.
just sit down and watch it. It's really good.
Filler episodes are just completely disjointed. They have no repercussions whatsoever on the main story. There is no major character development. There are no, again, advancement in plot. It's throwaway. It's just same of what you've already seen. And
Mm.
that is nothing of what The Mandalorian is. So, like, that was my biggest complaint just going online. And they're like, oh, another filler episode. And I'm like, this isn't filler. They
Yeah.
advanced the plot. They gave character fucking development up the
Character
goddamn
development.
ass.
Yeah,
World building.
when a
Like,
character
no.
world build, yeah, you're right. When a character says, like, when he speaks with another person and their mind changes, or they get a new plot line,
Yes.
or like
A view changes.
yeah, literally any little thing, going to a new locale, like I said, just seeing more of the Star Wars universe that I didn't get to see before. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's really good. Is it perfect, like I said? No. There's some stuff I wish they'd show more of, some stuff I wish they showed less of.
Yes.
But I will end this episode the way that I started it. The Mandalorian is the best fucking TV series on Disney Plus, and I will fucking die on that hill.
Loki.
We're gonna.
But yes, it's really
Loki.
good.
We're gonna have to review Loki, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Don't
Sick.
sigh.